Welcome back to Attitude Different Results, presented by Teamwork Online and the Clubhouse. What is Attitude Effort Results doing right now? We're going to jump into it today. What are we doing right now? We are growing. We are getting better, but today specifically, we are taking a step back. Today specifically, we're taking a step back. And I think this episode today is going to allow us to slow down a little and strategically give yourself emotional space. This episode today is for me. Today is me talking to me, about me, and for me. And you have an opportunity to listen into this conversation that I get to have with myself today. And I think there's value in that. And that's what we do here. We provide value for others. I just hope and I ask that if you do find value, just share this with somebody. Share this with others. Impact their lives. You have an opportunity to impact people's lives. We share TikToks all the time with each other. That's funny and this and that. Why don't we do it for opportunities that allow us to be better, allow us to grow? That's the goal and the passion, right? Help others create lives that they want for themselves. We're just an avenue. We're just a platform to help people do that. So that's the biggest thing that you can do. A lot of people reach out to Hunter and I on LinkedIn. We were talking the other day. We have, 10 plus people reach out to us every time we do a college event or the Teamwork Online speaker series that we did a while ago. I appreciate you guys reaching out. Support by sharing it. That's huge. That's massive. And we appreciate that. So that's what I ask of you guys to do if you find some value today. Today we're going to talk about a couple different things. The title of today's episode is Be Where Your Feet Are. We're going to talk about how comparison kills, how to chase your future, but not to forget about the present. We're going to talk about creating guardrails in your life personally and professionally. People ask us all the time, how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do all these different things and stay, interested and motivated and all this stuff? You create guardrails. That's how. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to talk about how to schedule your time off. Scheduling your time off is important, and we're going to talk about that today. Let's start by saying this: be where your feet are. That title comes from a book that Scott O'Neill wrote called Be Where Your Feet Are. Real creative title that we came up with, right? That's where it comes from. And I think it's a must read. Especially for today's topic, if this resonates with you at all, it's a must read. Go get the book. We don't sponsor him. Scott O'Neill has absolutely no idea who we are. I just actually connected with him on LinkedIn and told him we were going to do a podcast. So maybe sooner or later, he will know who we are. But right now, he doesn't. The reason I think Scott O'Neill is a name that you should do, or you should know, and a book that you should get, and steps that you should take, and things that you should do that we're going to talk about today is because Scott O'Neill is the CEO of Harris Blitzer Sports and Entertainment. He was the CEO of the Philadelphia 76ers, the CEO of the New Jersey Devils, the president of Madison Square Garden, the CEO of Live Golf, and oh, by the way, during all that, he also co-founded Elevate Sports. So don't listen to me today. Listen to that man, just through my voice today. Because these are really his tactics. They come from his book, which changed my life. These are just different spins and different ideas and different thoughts that Hunter and I have on his topic called Be Where Your Feet Are. The first one, comparison kills. Your chapter 2 might be somebody else's chapter 30. Everybody runs their own race. There is no timeline or finish line. Okay, finish line actually at the end of your life is death. So if you want to run fast to die, go run fast to die. That's not really what I want to do. I would rather live. Your chapter 2 might be somebody else's chapter 30. I have a friend actually who's looking to build a podcast, right? Which is cool. And everybody in my circle now that is like, oh, I'm thinking about starting a podcast, they look to us. Great. That's exactly what we want to be here for. He asked me a couple logistical questions about how to start it and how to get this going and what do I use and all this stuff, right? And then he said, thank you, let me go to work. Boom. Yes. Thank you very much. That's what we want. That's what it's all about. You don't need to compare yourself to others because we have 85 episodes done right now. And if he would compare what he's trying to do right now to where we are at, it's not going to be the same. He's not going to have a team of 8 people right off the bat and be posting 20 to 30 social media clips over 5 platforms today. The first thing he has to do is go get a microphone and start talking into a camera. That's it. That's all he's got to do. And he was like, hey, what are some things to get started? Like, let me go start. That's what you should be doing. Not being like, oh my goodness, you have all these social media posts. How do you do it? Who do you hire? Where do you get all this stuff? Like, do I start recording now or do I just do voice? And how do I? No. Give me some logistical stuff. Let me go to work. I'll figure it out along the way. And as you keep leveling up in your life, you keep going back to the well. You keep finding people in your life to bring you in. You keep finding people in your life to level up, right? We don't need to compare our chapter 2 to somebody else's chapter 30. In the same light, I cannot compare my podcast, Hunter's podcast, this business, to a Tony Robbins coaching business. Because Tony Robbins has been doing this for 25 plus years. I cannot compare this to Alex Rodriguez's podcast or Ed Milet's podcast. Because Alex Rodriguez happened to be a World Series champion and one of the best baseball players to ever live. Ed Milet happens to own an island and has been running businesses for 30 years. I can't compare mine to theirs. Now, I can use strategies and tactics from theirs. I can want to learn and listen from them. But I can't compare myself to them. We're running different races. Comparison kills. Don't compare your chapter 2 to somebody else's chapter 30. Run your race. No one else's race. Run your race. Callie tells me this all the time. My race is different than her race. We are married, so we have to find a parallel path. And some of our goals and some of our races overlap and some don't. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be, she doesn't have to run my race. I don't have to run her race. Go run your race. Go figure out what's best for you. And go run that. Because that's where fire, passion, that's where that goes. Callie's volunteering at a dog shelter. That's her race. That's not my race. I don't really want to do that. Now, in some capacity, will I go to support her? And will I go if she asks me to 1 or 2 times? Yes, for sure. Am I going to go the amount of times that she goes? No, that's not my passion. That's her passion. Do I ask her to get behind a camera? No, I don't. That's not her passion. That's not her race. It's my race. I like it. I just asked Hunter right before we started recording, like, dude, it's going to be dinner time by the time you're done recording over there in Buffalo. You still enjoy it? If yes, keep going. If no, change a habit, change a strategy, change a tactic, find a different path. Comparison kills. I run fast. I run very fast. I like running fast. Today's episode is not really about running fast, right? And an example of that, we own a couple of properties, which you guys know we've been open about. I want to have all the properties, all of them. I just want all of them. I want all the real estate properties. I want a monthly income so high that I don't have to work. And I can just be like, oh, look at that. Another check hit my bank account. And now I can go to my kids' softball game. I can go to my kids' soccer game. I can go anywhere I want with who I want when I want. Oh, my wife and I want to go lay at the pool today. I can go do that. Oh, we want to go volunteer in the middle of a Tuesday. I can go do that. That's my goal. Financial freedom and experiential freedom are 2 of the things that I chase, are 2 of the races that I run. But guess what? I don't have all the properties. I don't have 100 properties right now. So I get to run my race right now. It's not because I don't have enough money. It's because I don't have enough knowledge. So I got to go find that. But also in the same light, I have to be proud of what we've currently done. I'm 27. Callie's 24. To be proud of what we've currently done. We have to be where our feet are. Appreciate where we're at. Instead of going to buy 7 rental properties at the same time, I'm going to buy 1. We did buy 1. And I'm going to figure out how to be a landlord and what that comes with. Because there's going to be trials, there's going to be tribulations, there's going to be things that we don't really know about. So we're going to be 100% where our feet are, and then when we're done growing there, now we're going to move. Right? We learn, we grow, we put ourselves in rooms that we have the opportunity to grow. Right? And again, another thing, like we talk about your chapter 2 as in somebody's chapter 30, don't live in a highlight reel. Highlight reels are not reality. Highlight reels are not reality. Go figure out who you are. Go figure out who you're becoming. Listen to a preacher talk this morning about being different. Our pastors are crazy here. Pastors wear hats. Both of them got tattoos. They wear the craziest clothes. I'm like, I don't know who dressed you this morning, but that's wild. Pastors got like highlighted white spiky hair. Collar popped. And he's like, guess what? I don't care what you think of me. Because I'm a leader. I'm different. Right? Be where your feet are and find out who you are and who you want to become. Go be the person you want. Go do the things that you need to do right now. Be where your feet are. We don't always need to be in the future. I like being in the future a lot. I like running very fast. But we don't always need to be there. This point's going to be contradictory, especially if you've listened to us over the last month or so, because we had an episode come out around the topic of chase your future. So right now I'm going to say you should chase your future, but don't forget about the present. Right? Be where your feet are. What does that even mean? An all-time quote, which is kind of fun, and I have to slow down to say it. And you guys aren't going to get it the first time I say it, and that's okay. So I'll say it a couple times, maybe 5 or 6 times, so strap in. Remember that today is the tomorrow you worried about or dreamed about yesterday. Today is the tomorrow that you worried or dreamed about yesterday. I've been very open about my breathwork experience recently. I went into that moment, present in that moment. I saw myself and my 5-year-old self sitting in a room, and my 5-year-old self said, I'm proud of you. And I broke down in tears. Again, if you haven't heard the whole story, go back a couple episodes. I talk about it in depth. Be present. I had never allowed myself to feel pride from my younger self until that moment. Be in the moment. Be present. It's important to focus on the present rather than being distracted by the past. I hate's a strong word. I hate sitting in rooms with people who only talk about the past. Drives me absolutely bonkers. I'm like, yo, we've covered this story before. We've had this conversation before. I actually live that moment already. I don't need to recap it 7 times. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about recapping a fun moment. The next day, once or twice, not in 5 years for the 18th time. Oh, you guys remember that one time where it was like this and this and this and this? I'm like, yo, we've already done that. Like, how about we just be present right now? We're together right now. We have time right now. Don't worry. It's not helpful to worry about what's going to happen in the future. Worry is pretty contagious also, right? There's no need to worry or stress about the future. 85% of what you worry about statistically does not happen. 85% of what you worry and stress about does not happen at all. And of that 15%, 3% of what you worry and stress about actually happens. You're telling me all of this time you're worrying and stressing because 3% of it might come true? 3%. You're stressing about a potential of 3%. If I said right now there's a 3% chance of rain outside tomorrow, would you wake up, walk outside, put a raincoat on, throw an umbrella in your car, walk outside with an umbrella, tell everybody you know that it's going to rain, it's going to be cats and dogs, put a poncho over the top, put rain boots on? Probably not. Right? 3% chance of rain. You look at the weather app and you're like, 3% chance of rain. You're like, it's not raining. 3% chance of snow for my Midwesterners. it's not snowing. And guess what? If it does, you're like, weatherman got that one wrong. 3%. So why are you worrying and stressing about a potential of 3%? Live in a moment. Put some positive affirmations in your life. Right? I actually started this new thing. Recently, I started this new thing. And it was from the Mindset Mentor, who I listen to consistently, a podcast. And he coined the term sun before screen. The theory behind it is you put your body underneath the sun prior to looking at your phone before you wake up in the morning. Now, for everybody who wakes up at 4:55 that are nut jobs and psychopaths like me, you're done working out before the sun comes up. So that might not work because you want to listen to music or podcasts or books or whatever you do. For some of you who are up early working, you might need to make a phone call before the sun comes up. On days that you don't, when you wake up and the sun is up, sun before screen, that has changed my perspective on life in general recently. I have had a new appreciation on life. I'm 27 years old. I've had a new appreciation on life recently because I step outside before I look at my phone. I step outside for maybe 3 minutes. But guess what? I consciously hear the birds chirping. I have lived in this exact same place for almost a year and a half. I have never heard the birds chirping in the morning, consciously. I step outside and now I'm like, oh my goodness, there's like 3 or 4 different types of birds chirping right now. That's so cool. We're around nature. We're around birds chirping. And now I'm like, holy smokes, when do I hear birds? I don't really hear birds a lot. Well, I hear birds during golf tournaments. No, I think that noise is pumped in. That's a personal quote. Don't call me on that. Don't get upset at me. I'm pretty sure it's pumped in. It's relatively the same bird noises the entire day. Just go listen to it and consciously think about it. I hear bird noises now. But now I'm like, where else do I hear bird noises? Golf course. Why do I hear bird noises on the golf course? Because it's calm. It's quiet. Where do I personally feel most relaxed in my life? Typically, it's on the range of the golf course. Because it's 4 hours of interrupted, relaxed time with people I typically enjoy hanging out with. I see the sun come over the mountains now. I see leaves. I visually see leaves on tree branches and see the crevices in the leaves. I see where a caterpillar ate a hole through a leaf. I see pine cones in the tree and on the ground. Actually, it's like kind of tough to see it on the ground because we're on the second story, so maybe not on the ground all the time, but I see them in the tree. And I can visualize them going to the ground. There you go. Right? I hear the gate code opening in the morning. I see a car coming through. I see palm trees. I see green grass. I visualize what it would feel to have my feet on green grass and how that makes me feel. I acknowledge and appreciate the small things in life because I look at the sun. I stare at the sun before I look at my screen. Just present in the moment. I haven't been like that. I've been running for 4 years in this industry, 6 if you include internships, so fast that I have not taken time to appreciate the small things in life. And recently I've done that and has it changed my perspective on life? Now, I'm not fully there yet. I just started doing it. But I'm going to grow. I'm going to keep getting better at it. Right? Appreciate your life. Appreciate the position you're in. And this is super ironic in timing of me recording this episode. Because I think recently I've probably been really, really bad at this. Like, if I would have done this episode a month ago, I would have been the biggest hypocrite out there. But because I have a fantastic wife, and I have God on my side, and I've implemented this new sun before screen, and I've implemented writing on my mirror that I rest when needed, and I have implemented some of these habits and strategies and tactics, I'm getting better at it. I'm not great at it yet, but I'm getting there. Appreciate the position you're in. You worked hard to get to the position you're in. And if you haven't worked hard and you're in a good position, well, guess how far you can go when it is time to flip the switch on. Guess what? Me saying be where your feet are does not me saying be lazy. It's saying me appreciate the moment because when it's time to flip on the switch, when it's time to go, you have more energy, you have more capacity, you have more mind space to hit go faster than anybody else. You can run faster than everybody else because you have cleared your brain, you have cleared your mind, you have fully appreciated the moment. And guess what? Appreciating the moment, being where your feet are, that might be fully diving into work. When Hunter got to Buffalo, I had to tell him, because he didn't tell me first, which I wish he would have, but that's okay. Hey, let's take a step back from the podcast. You need to be where your feet are, and that is in Buffalo. That is you in this new position. Now, did he enjoy hearing that? Probably not. Because that was me saying he's not superhuman, which most of the time he is. But being where your feet are might be looking at your spouse, might be looking at your partner, might be looking at your teacher and saying, listen, it's go time. It's grind time. I'm going to be in the office from 8 to 8 for the next 3 weeks. It's go time. But guess what? After those 3 weeks, I'm going to take a step back. Why do you think pastors take sabbaticals all the time? I was always like, oh, that's cool. You get to teach us all year long, and then you just get a month-long vacation. Look at you. Why do you think teachers take 3 months off? Because kids suck to deal with all year, and they need time to reset. because they need to appreciate life. But guess what? As soon as school season starts, boom, it's go time. For my mom, she's a high school basketball coach. During playoffs, it's go time. She's 100% where her feet are. Guess what? She used to work at a daycare, and she used to take care of his kids during basketball season. Dad helped out a little bit more with kids. Daycare helped a little bit more with her shifts because she's 100% where her feet are with coaching because that's what's important to her at the moment. So I'm not saying be where your feet are means take a step back and relax, put your feet on the couch for the rest of the year. I'm saying be where your feet are, wherever that is in your life. Whatever moment you're currently in, do that. Appreciate that. Another point here for me, you guys know my faith, like trust in God, rely on Him for support. Proverbs 3, verse 5 through 6 is trust in the Lord with all of your heart. And do not lean on your own understanding. Trust in Him. You guys know that I'm not going to push this on you, but it is important because that is my faith. It's not about you. Be present. Trust God. If you're not a spiritual person, trust yourself, your habits, the dedication, the determination that you have. Trust yourself. For me and for my believer friends out there, it's trusting God. No reason to worry. No reason to be stressed about the future, upset about the past. There's no reason to worry or stress. Be present. Be in the moment. If you're consistently chasing the future, and again, disclaimer, we did an episode called Chase the Future. It was surrounding that, right? There's also a reason we put a couple episodes in between, so you guys didn't think we were crazy and putting them back to back. If you're consistently chasing the future to a fault, you will not appreciate and relish the moment of your current successes. Again, I go back to my breath work. I have not sat and thought about my younger self and how proud he would be since I was in high school, almost 10 years. And all of that emotion came up at once because I had never done it. Take a moment, be silent with yourself and feel how your younger self would feel about you right now. If that younger self isn't proud of where you are, maybe let's change a couple things. We got other episodes on that. Let's change a couple things. Change is good. Get uncomfortable. All that fun stuff. Right? The reason we made this episode is because we need to pair the two. Chase the future, be where your feet are. You need to give yourself room for energy, room for thought, room for peace. So when that time comes to chase your future, you can dial in. Don't use the future. Here's a big one. Here's a really big one. You guys aren't going to like this, and that's okay. Because you guys know this, but I don't really care what you think about me. I just care about getting people better, getting them where they need to go. That's what I care about. Don't use your future or your past to escape your present. If you think of your future as a route to escape your present situation, then you are in it for the wrong motives. The wrong motives. Don't use your future as an escape mechanism for the present. Be silent. Schedule silence in your day. Silence in your day is so important. because you give your brain and your body an opportunity to just feel, to just think. People try to escape their past all the time. There's literally an entire profession, an entire industry out there that help people escape their past because they're not able to deal with their past or their future in the present moment. An entire industry, a billion-dollar industry, guys, solely wrapped around escaping people's past or their future. So this is a serious thing. It's a big-time thing. It should not be taken lightly. There's a billion-dollar industry surrounding this. It's called therapy. Take time to yourself. Appreciate where you are in life. Appreciate where you've come from, how you've gotten there. Be proud of the steps you've taken, and then try to help others get to where you are. Okay, point number 3. You got 2 left here, so stick with me. We are rolling so far. Create guardrails in your life. Create guardrails. This is how you be where your feet are, is by creating guardrails, personally and professionally. Personally, find a person who keeps you in check. Find a coach, find a mentor that keeps you in check. Some may even call this an accountability partner, right? For me, it's Callie. Callie forces me to slow down in life, and I need that. We saw what happened in Miami. I got sent to the hospital because of it. I need that in my life. Right? Go find an accountability partner or a mentor. I mean this in the best way possible, that I need Callie to hold me accountable. Because if she doesn't, I will run so fast, I will never be where my feet are. Because that's how I'm wired currently. So go find somebody like that. It doesn't have to be a partner. It can be a friend, right? I actually, 4 years ago, started with my best friend, my best man. We share our budgets now on an Excel spreadsheet. Every dollar I spend goes on an Excel spreadsheet. Yes, I am still crazy. And we have accountability partners because we want to buy properties. Now, I love that man to death. One of us consistently does it every month for 4 years, and one of us doesn't. But I found an accountability partner when I needed it most. And I was consistent with it. And that's helped Callie and I purchase rental properties. That's helped us move across the country and not have to dig into a loan. We've moved across the country multiple times, actually, and we haven't had to have a loan because of it. Right? It's allowed us to have experiences that we enjoy, that we create. It's allowed us to do this podcast because guess what? We're not making a ton of money here, and it does cost a lot of money. To build a website, to get cameras, to get time. Go find an accountability partner. Create guardrails in your life, and personally, that's probably a person that can help put those guardrails up. Professionally, invest in leadership. Your team, invest in leadership that promotes a healthy lifestyle, a healthy culture. Does your boss treat you like a number, or do they really get to know and trust you? It's important because burnout is a real thing. If they just go all the time, you're going to get burnt out. So go find leadership that allows you to have that balance, especially in the sports industry. Gee whiz. Right? You're not Superman. Create guardrails. Hunter created a guardrail with me, and then when the opportunity arose in Buffalo, I was like, yo, hey, let's put these up here. We both run pretty fast. I actually called him one night, and I was like, hey, I think we should both kind of slow down a little bit. And then Hunter was like, hey, he told me, again, creating a guardrail, there's no timeline on this thing. There's no shot clock on this thing. Let's just grow at the pace we grow at. We're not chasing anything right here. We're just growing. Right? Communicate clearly what you need personally and professionally with people around you. And be stern with your, let's talk professionally specifically, be stern with your manager and your coworkers on your guardrails. Whether you have a mindset that you shut off at 5 p.m. and you don't turn on until 9 p.m., I personally think that means you're lazy. That's just me. If that's your guardrail, create that guardrail and set it and go with it. If that's what you need to do to have a balanced life, do that. That's not me personally. It doesn't have to be me. You don't need to be me. I don't want you to be me, actually, because a lot of people in life will think you're crazy for me. So don't do that. Be you. If you're like, hey, after 5 p.m., I'm not answering my phone. Set those guardrails and do it. For me, we work a lot of concerts in this industry because of the position that I'm in. I don't like working concerts on the weekends. That's my guardrail. I'll work during the week because now I only lose about 3 to 4 hours with my wife if I work a concert during the week. Because I work till 5, concert starts at 7, I leave at 9. I lose from 5 to 9 p.m. If I work a concert on a weekend, I typically lose 5 to 6 hours of work, but that changes our entire plans for the weekend. My guardrails, whenever we come up with concerts and events, I like working them during the week. And guess what? My team knows that. My team now knows that. There's people that don't like working them during the week because their kids have practice or this, and they're not doing anything on the weekends, recitals, church, school, whatever it is. They like working on the weekends. They know that. So guess what? If it's me and this other guy and we know each other's guardrails, he is going to intentionally or subconsciously, whatever it is, pick the weekend. I'm going to pick the weekday. Let people know your guardrails, right? Communication is massive, massive. Put those ideas and those processes, those strategies in place. No one has processes and habits in this world. Like, I say no one. I shouldn't say no one. I should be better about communicating that. Most people in life don't have actual processes or habits. So if you set the guardrail, others will most likely follow your guardrail. Because people are just kind of out there wandering like zombies in the world. So if you set the guardrail, guess what? People just kind of follow your guardrail. Which is crazy to think about, but it's very true. It's very true. So set a guardrail, share it, watch people follow it. It's kind of nuts, actually. People are just like, oh, yeah, I kind of get behind that. I'll do that too. Right? Another guardrail that I have professionally, and I've said this before, I schedule phone calls with college students and one-on-one coaching sessions at 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. And the reason being is that's going to make me stop working at that time. There are days where I'm going to work longer. There's nights where I'm going to work. But if some of the days of the week I have a call scheduled at 8 and I have a call scheduled at 5 p.m., I need to stop working those days specifically, which also means I need to be more efficient in the other days, right? Or during that day. So set guardrails. Last point here, schedule your time off. Schedule your off time. However you want to phrase it, there's 4 words. You can switch them around however you want. Off your time schedule. Time your schedule off. Whatever it is, schedule your off time, schedule your time. What doesn't matter. Those 4 words, put them together and use it. Schedule your time off. I thought this was super woo-wooey. I thought this was like, oh, that's cool. Schedule your time off. No, this is real. And I'm not the best at it yet. I'm getting there. Callie and I, here's actually, yeah, we can do that. We'll go there. Callie and I schedule our date nights. We schedule big rocks first. We take an entire calendar year. And at the beginning of the year, we look at the entire calendar year. What are our big rocks? We put those in the schedule. Then our small rocks are date nights, her and me, just her and me. And we schedule those. And then we fill in some trips and some travel and who we want to go see and why we want to do it. And we basically schedule out our entire year. The big rocks. Because guess what? If you put big rocks, then small rocks, then sand, then water, everything fits. If you put sand, then water, then small rocks, the big rocks don't fit in the bucket. Look up a sermon on it. It's super sick. I've listened to it a couple times. I love it. We schedule big rocks first. The smaller rocks for us, the big rocks are big, massive work events that we want to go to, important things that drive needles in our work. For me, that would be game days, right? We then go travel to go see family and friends, schedule all of our trips. Smaller rocks would be date nights for her and I, right? So we put those on the calendar and I highlight them in blue. Why do I highlight them in blue? I don't know. We just picked the color blue. There's not a deep message behind everything I do. I highlight them in blue. It's on the calendar that I'm looking at right now, highlighted in blue. Well, guess what? I had a date night highlighted in blue last Friday, and I worked an event. I did not adhere to our scheduled time off, but that's because I didn't know it intentionally. And when the opportunity to work came up, I'm like, yeah, we're not doing anything. Let's just do that. So I'm not the greatest at it. You don't have to be perfect at it, but you need to schedule your time off. Clearly, we try to do that. It doesn't always work that way, but it's important. Schedule your time off at work. You guys are like, what does that mean? You can't schedule time off at work. I'm on work. No. Go take walks around the office. Hunter's up in Buffalo walking around in the snow every day at 2 or 2:30. He's like doing snow angels in the middle of the workday. You know, throwing ice chunks at cars for fun. I don't know what he's doing out there, but he's playing in the snow. He's having some fun. He's taking a walk around the arena, around the building. You know, he's jumping in the lake or the water because he's crazy. I don't know what he's doing. He's outside, though. Every day around 2:30 after lunch, you get that little, that slump, that food slump from, that food coma from lunch. You're like, whew, probably shouldn't have had 1,400 calories for a meal in the middle of the day. Schedule your time off. He takes time to walk around the office. I have been really bad at that recently. I still try to schedule it, but put it in your calendar, right? Take 15 minutes for lunch, 30 minutes for lunch, whatever it is. Don't take an hour for lunch every day. You guys are lazy. You can work better than that. Even in the episode title, Be Where Your Feet Are, I'm like, you don't need an hour. That's crazy. Schedule 15 minutes for lunch, though. Schedule 30 minutes for lunch, whatever it takes for you. Get away from your computer, away from your phone, and just take time to eat. 15 minutes to let your brain recharge. Take a snack time. I don't care. Get outside. Schedule time to talk with your teammates, your coworkers, your bosses. Then, if you schedule time to talk with your teammates, coworkers, and bosses, when they come up to you and be like, hey, did you see the thing of the game last night? You're like, hey, I'm working. I'm going to be present in this moment where my feet are with work. I'm going to hit you when we got time scheduled next Thursday. Right? I don't need, even if it's going to take 10 minutes, schedule it. People come up to me now. Everybody that is a new hire that knows how I work, nobody's coming up to my desk and talking to me for 10 minutes right now. Nobody. You're wasting my time. Because I'm fully present where I am right now, and that's work. You want to talk to me about something? Happy to. More than happy to. Love helping people. Love teaching. One of the greatest gifts I think that I'm going to enjoy in life is teaching others how to do what I do. That's why we love the podcast so much. Schedule it. My mom and dad want to call? Schedule it. One of my groomsmen and one of my best friends, my cousin Sam, he wants a call? Schedule it. We do that often. It could be scheduling. It could be me texting him at 3 o'clock being like, hey, you good at 6? Or it could be me on Monday being like, hey, Saturday at 2, I'm free. You good? Schedule it. Schedule your off time at work and outside of work. Right? Hunter and I have recently learned how important it is to block his calendar. Right? His schedule is heavy because he's has allowed it to be very work heavy. His words, not mine. If he blocks his calendar off for social outings, trips, time with family, then he must press the brakes a little bit because it's scheduled. Then he has to leave the office. Otherwise, you're just going to let it can take control of you. So instead of letting your schedule take control of you, you take control of it. Take control of your schedule and your calendar. It's crazy. I go look. So we have a lot of our head people have a chief of staff that runs their schedule. I had my VP reach out to me and say, hey, schedule time on Monday and schedule time on the following or on Friday and the following Monday, 15 minutes apiece. Put it on my calendar. We'll call it a day. In an email, wrote it in paper, legally binding. I don't know if it's legally binding. As soon as it's on paper, it seems like it is, though. I go immediately, because I do things now, and put it on his calendar. I'm like, look at that, dude. I just did that in like 5 minutes. He's probably going to be pretty happy about me. I'm just that guy. His chief of staff comes over, not 3 minutes later. Says, hey, what are you doing putting things on his calendar? I'm like, what do you mean? He told me to. Look at the email. I'm like, puffing my chest a little bit like, dude, he told me to put it on the calendar. She's like, you don't control his time. He doesn't control his time. I do. I make sure his time is efficient. I will find time where it is efficient for him to get on a call with you because he's going to do 6 calls in a row on Friday. It's going to be boom, 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 boom. The time that you scheduled is actually his deep work time. He's going to go over here, like, tell me what you need, who needs to be on it, what you need. I'll figure it out. But don't ever put time on his calendar again without coming through me. I was like, oh, we want to talk about a different level of being where your feet are. He's not even taking care of his own calendar. That's a whole nother topic. That's a whole nother book you need to read. Called Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. Like, that's a whole different episode we're doing. Schedule out your time. Schedule out dinner. Schedule out phone calls, date nights, walks with your friends, video games at night. If you're going to go play video games, don't just be like, hey, man, you want to play video games Wednesday night? Be like, hey, I got time from 6 to 8. Let's play video games. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Guess who's going to be efficient with their time when they're playing video games with you? Your friends. They're like, hey, I got 6 to 8. They're going to be more effective, more efficient. Like, schedule it out. Whatever it is, schedule your time off. When I go to church in the morning on Sundays, I don't bring my phone with me. I schedule time with my wife, which is the drive there, the drive back. I schedule time with God, which is the time at church. Schedule that time. I don't check my phone during that time. It's actually gorgeous. I love it. All right, that's what I got for you guys today. This has been absolutely incredible. Recently, these have been going a little bit longer because I'm a little bit passionate about what we're doing, and I had a Celsius today, so I'm like really fired up. But I want to leave you with this. God made you in his image and likeness. You are exactly where you need to be right now. Be where your feet are. Be where your feet are. Today we talked about comparison kills, chasing your future, but not forgetting about the present moment, creating guardrails in your life personally and professionally, scheduling your time off at work and outside of work. Guess what? If you haven't checked out our website yet, go do that now. New website, attitudeeffortresults.com. Let me know your thoughts. Reach out to us on social media. Kyron runs all of our social media. She's an absolute rock star. She was a massive help in getting that up with the developer. Tell us what you like, what you dislike. Transparently, what you dislike, I'm not going to listen to. No, I'm just kidding. I want to hear all of it. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. We'll change some things. We're in a pilot stage. I'll go and have our developer change anything that you guys think is valuable. We're very open to change. We still have no idea what we're doing. We're figuring out how to fly this thing once it's in the air. But we want to be able to help and impact you and others as much as we can. So share this episode. Follow us on social media at Attitude Effort Results. Let's inspire others and continue to grow together.